It's time, it's time, it's time. I've been pushing this one off. It is review time with HYRR, or Have You Read Reviews. If you like these really stupid videos that I do actually put in a lot of effort into, but it doesn't look like it, please subscribe. Now, we need to discuss From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout, which I really hope I've been pronouncing her name right all these years. So, my girlfriend Elle made me do this. Oh, and Craft of the Day, Origami Stars. So she made me read this, and she gave me all 3 books, because I love her to bits, but she is obsessive about her books, and there was just a little enough wrong with it that she didn't want it. So she blessed me with them. Now, told her I would read it, and it was on my list, and I really wanted to read it, but there were so many times where I texted her going, what the fudge? I really started out by liking Poppy. I really did. And then I'm just going to tell you the entire thing throughout this entire book. So, I'm not good with names, but I know it's Poppy. And I started out really liking her. And then I just did not. I understand that there were a lot of situations that she did not have control of. But, you know, I really felt like her character was one that was trying to be strong, but yielded a lot. And yes, it was easier for her in that aspect. But it was like reading 2 different characters at once. And that it was hard for me to overcome. So originally I liked her, I didn't like her, and then I liked her again. So I really feel that this book kept you on your toes. Keep in mind, this was Jennifer's first book. And she did it by herself, published it by herself, edited all that. So it is a little rough, yes. Smut was, for me, on a scale of 2 to 5. 2 of 5, sorry. And I definitely did enjoy the story. At multiple points, though, I could not get into it. And I had to push because I promised I was going to read all 3. And I'm glad I did. Honestly, I'm glad I did. By the 3rd book, the 2nd book, I was definitely all for them. And the 3rd book, it was hard for me, but I still did it. So we'll talk about that later. So if you like slow burns and females who are kind of coming into themselves with a sneaky yet lovable male, I recommend it. Honestly, I gave it like a 3 out of 5 my first time reading, just because it was one where I was like, okay, I might reread it, I might not. I honestly couldn't say. I will say that based on what happened, it was 11 o'clock at night. I did not have to work in the morning. And I finished the book, and I walked out of my room grumbling angry to the point where my husband thought that something had happened. I'm like, yeah, she left it on a cliffhanger, and it was a good cliffhanger. So I was literally shaking my book at him as I walked around. I'm like, and now I have to go all the way upstairs to my craft room because I keep books in my craft room. This is all fabric and a blanket my great-great-grandmother had crocheted. And it was just like, I had to immediately start the 2nd book. Really, all in all, everything I heard about how this was worth it, how it got better, how the characters ended up being lovable, it's true. And, you know, I did not honestly expect, I didn't know much about it. I knew that it was highly rated. I knew that it was a fantasy. But realistically, the storyline itself was really great. I was so happy to see that this was not a stereotypical, I'll just say it, I will give this spoiler, vampire story. It's not at all. And what she did with it and the world that she created, definitely well worth it. And it was difficult to get through, but it was so good. And the fact that it was a 4-book, and now I think we have 5 books total, that really testifies how just getting through this book, you can't go wrong. It's something that you should definitely check out. Now, I've definitely based on some of the things and how dry it is, I don't think preteens are going to have an interest in it. And honestly, there's a few scenes where I felt was too spicy for them. So I would say teenagers to adult, like young adult, this book would definitely be more drawn to. The other books do get very spicy, so fair warning. Sorry guys, I just got way too animated there. And I had to pause because I choked on my own spit. Yep. Raise your hand if you do that. Cannot recall what I was saying because I almost killed myself there. That would have sucked. Just laid on the floor choking on your own spit. Okay, so back to the topic. I really like the fact that the character development in the story for all characters was really well done. They definitely... Their character growth was a lot without changing a lot of the characters, and it was important to the storyline. The plot, in the beginning, I don't think we knew where we were going. I don't think she had it mapped out. But by the middle of it, totally knew where she's going, really got us there. I was pretty impressed with that part. It's a pretty big book, I'll be honest. Like, you can see that there. And this is... ...613 pages. That's a big book. I know some of you are like, I can get that done in a day. Yeah, no, I'm a speed reader, and that's like a week book. Week, not week. I do want to warn you guys, if you do get the series, or get the book, definitely get the series, or at least book 2, because by the time you start book 2, you're going to need book 3, and realistically, who wants to wait for a book when we're already sitting there? Unless you have KU. I think it's on KU, last I checked. Don't quote me, though. And depending on when you see this, really don't quote me. But this is definitely a series where if you are pretty sure you're going to like it, just buy the books. Just do it. You don't want to be caught sitting there at 11 o'clock at night, angry beyond belief, because of the amazing cliffhanger. Yeah, I'm warning you, that is a spoiler. There is a great cliffhanger. I'm still angry about it, and it's been a couple years. That's how good that was. And yes, my husband still teases me about it too. So, all in all, you know, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout, I really did enjoy the story. It was pretty good. Solid 3 out of 5. You know, it wasn't bad or anything. I'm not sure I'll read it in the next 5 years again. Plus, it was a really big book, which I enjoyed. I love big books. So if you want to start the crazy journey about a kick-ass female and are okay with a little bit of dry writing in the beginning, because it does get better and it does speed up, highly recommend going to Amazon and snagging the series now. Honestly, I feel like there's going to be a book 6. So, since each book is about that big, probably want to get started now. Alright, everyone. Thanks for joining in. If you like it, click the like button, because I don't know how this stuff works. See you later. Bye!